podcast.
What's up, Fight Bros podcast listeners? Coming back at you today with Fight Bros MMA show number 43. Coming at you today with a set of twins. And no, it ain't fraternal.
No, it is fraternal.
I'm just joking. But, yeah, we got Brandon Walters in studio today. And we got Albert Walters. We don't know where he is. He's big timing us now. He can't come to the studio.
Location undisclosed. But it's cool. I'm in hiding. You know, witness protection.
We can tell, man, you got some bad lighting.
And in reflect.
I don't have the LED ring, man.
I know, man.
I just have the sun. They've got me in a shack here hanging out.
But yeah, guys, for those of you who don't know, in studio we got Brandon Walters today. Him and
You just said that.
And then we got Albert on here today too. And yeah, man, happy to have these guys on. These been my brothers since day one.
Represent.
And let's start it out like this too. All right.
Do what?
I'm glad I got y'all on because I thought about y'all a little bit over the weekend. So it's kind of like it's two different scenarios, kind of involving one of y'all a little bit more in either where one scenario involves you a little bit more, one scenario involves you a little bit more. So we'll start it out.
Okay.
So over the weekend, I was in my fields, found my yearbooks, my high school yearbooks. So I started looking through them. And I believe it was our sophomore yearbook.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, Albert, me and you were featured on a Friends thing. I Snapchatted it to you.
Yeah, I took a screenshot of
Friends
it.
thing, and it said, "What's your best memory as friends?" And we said, this involves Brandon too, but I was just saying because the picture was of me and Albert. And we said, when we did that boxing and I rocked y'all.
You didn't rock us.
No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that was our memory. And Brandon was in that too. And that was fun. Yeah. So, I mean.
Here was the photo. You can see us.
Yeah,
we
man.
We look like thumbs.
Justin Bieber. I got a mustache, but no beard.
Yeah, we got all the cookie looking like that.
But yeah, man, we've been interested in this fighting stuff for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to do that again because I need to get in the ring with y'all.
I think it'd be a lot of fun, man. Have like an event, rent the boxing ring again. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And then we could all throw hands.
Yeah, that's what he says. He wants to spar all the time. And I said, I ain't sparred my friends.
I love red gloves.
Marcus won't.
What's that? Straight base?
We might, man. I've been feeling pretty comfortable lately. So.
Well, you'll have training, and we'll actually have street cred. So you'll lose. We'll be the Nate Diaz.
Let's fast forward into this second story I got. This one involves a little bit more of Brandon, even though we're all three in it. So I think it was a couple of days ago, somebody I follow on Facebook. They posted 2010 Dublin Dukes versus Pulaski Royals football. This was our 7th grade year of football. I sit there and watch the whole 40-minute game.
What? I didn't know.
God.
Yeah. I won't mention the gentleman that posted it, but.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll let you know after. But, yeah, they posted.
Just say who posted it. It's not a secret. It's on Facebook.
I think it was Marcus Johnson's granddad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? It's on Facebook, man. It's
I don't
public.
know. I don't know. But but yeah, so they posted this 40-minute game.
He didn't want people to know he shouldn't have posted it.
I was just looking at it, and I mean, it's crazy how freaking small we were. I couldn't believe that was literally 12 years ago? Or 11 years ago. And I couldn't believe how small he was. And, yeah, I know you played wide receiver that year, right? So that's what I was going to say. This is why I think it involved – me and Brandon were in the video a little bit more because you were wide receiver.
Yeah.
And where we played both sides, it was different. But, Yeah, it was just crazy, man. I think we ended up getting beat 40-0, but it was just so cool watching that. Just seeing, I got to see some good tackles from me and Brandon. You played tight end, so we didn't get to see those scrambles and stuff like you had 8th grade year.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had some good
I had
plays.
like none, man.
But it was talking about me.
It was funny because I was just watching where I played running back that year, man. It was rough out there for me, man. As soon as I get handed off the ball, it's like 7 dudes meeting me. It was
You weren't used to running the streets like we were.
Yeah, man.
So anytime you had to run, it was harder on you.
But yeah, it was fun watching that, just reminiscing. You know, even though those 2 years we went 0-16, that was still fun. Hey, we were still ballers though.
Yeah. There's only a couple of us on the team that was any good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of us still got fame. So now, what made you get in your feels, Marcus?
Oh, nothing, man. I was just cleaning, found them yearbooks, and then I think Sunday night or something, I seen that posted on Facebook. So
okay,
just reminiscing,
so
man.
No estrogen or anything like that.
Nah. But let's get into these fights, man. We got a good fight coming up next week where we're going to watch all together. So let's get into this, man. A lot of people saying this fight isn't going to do any good pay-per-view buys, that it's it's not going to do as good as a UFC event, but I feel like it is.
So we're going to buy it.
Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul is next weekend, August 28th. Tyron Woodley is no longer in the UFC. So this fight is going to be through Showtime, and it is a boxing fight. Don't get it confused. They're not fighting in the octagon. So,
is there any other celebrities boxing in this one?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the undercard actually doesn't have any celebrities on it, but it features a couple of professional boxers. So you have up-and-coming heavyweight. Y'all might not have heard of him. His name's Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
He's good. You got some professional boxer that's a girl that's fighting on the co-main event. I don't know her name or anything. I'm not too much into boxing unless it's Tyson Fury, maybe Floyd Mayweather. I've started to get into boxing more because of these events that have been putting on with like Jake Paul, and I think that's kind of put the sport of boxing more than the boxers have, unfortunately, that have dedicated their life to it.
I know that somebody's son or somebody's son's boxing in this one. A real famous person's son.
Oh, it's you're thinking.
Well, yeah, man. Everyone there is someone's son.
Yeah.
Famous person's son.
Burn.
But yeah, it's Tyson Fury's brother.
Oh,
Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
So he's real popular. He sounds just like Tyson Fury. They talk the same kind of trash and kind of, I guess, rhythm of their voices and all that's the same. And so him and Jake Paul have been rumored to fight for a long time. So it's very interesting that they're fighting. And I believe Tommy Fury's actually fighting one of Jake Paul's teammates in his camp.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. His sparring partner, I believe, is what I heard.
That's exciting. Is that like the co-main or what?
No, the co-main is that professional women's boxer. She's been training with Jake Paul. So that's going to be the co-main. But it's a good card. I think it's running it's either $59.99 or $49.99. So it's a little cheaper than UFC, which it should be. But we'll start with you, Brandon. What's kind of your thoughts on, future UFC Hall of Famer, 4-time welterweight title defender, Tyron Woodley, I think he's 40 years old now, coming up against this YouTube phenomenon that, don't get it wrong, he's not just a YouTuber. He has dedicated himself to boxing this past 2 years, and it's pretty good.
I think Woodley is I think he could potentially knock him out, but Jake's been proving himself here recently, so I don't know. I think it's going to be a close one, but I hope it's not a boring one, that's for sure. But if it goes to distance, I think Jake might have it in his cards.
What about you, Albert? What's kind of your thoughts on this event?
I don't know, man. To be honest, I've just kind of been disappointed, by Tyron Woodley lately. I used to think and there's proof of it. I used to think for the last year and a half or 2 years since we've been doing Fight Bros that oh man, Woodley's gonna come back. Woodley's gonna come back, and I'm at this point where I'm just kind of I don't know. Fool me once, shame on you thing. Fool me 14 times, shame on me. So I guess I'll go with Jake Paul. I mean, I don't like him, but he's getting wins. Woodley isn't.
So just think about this for a minute. So with Jake Paul here, Tyron Woodley's used to fighting in 4-ounce gloves. That's pretty much taking a fist to your face with the most powerful strikers in the world. So now
I don't agree with that.
So now he gets to get hit by 10 to 12-ounce gloves, which is probably going to feel more like a elevated pill fight to him. He's going to be getting hit with that. I don't think Jake Paul's going to knock him out. I think if Jake Paul won, it would have to be by decision. I do not see him finishing Woodley. And let's rewind back to Woodley's last UFC fight against Vicente Luque. He went out there and, everybody had been saying he was boring. He went out there and put it on the line. I mean, he went down on his shield. He almost knocked Vicente Luque out. Vicente Luque ended up rocking him. But, Tyron let those hands go, which is what we had been wanting. So I think it's going to be tough. Tyron Woodley's been boxing since 2010. And, the UFC experience, in my eyes, I don't think you can out-train experience when somebody also has the skill. I don't think Tyron Woodley at 40 years old is over the hill or anything like that. I still feel like he's an elite athlete. And I just feel like there's so much experience that Jake Paul is just – he's not going to be able to win this. I think a moral victory for Jake Paul that could come out of this would be if he went all 8 rounds with Woodley without getting beat up real bad.
Yeah.
But I think Tyron finishes him.
That's kind of my prediction. Woodley just, he's pure muscle.
Let's put money on it.
And I know Jake, let's look at I can't pull him up on here, but if you've been keeping up with him, Jake Paul looks significantly bigger.
Yeah.
There's been some rumors going around that he's taking PEDs, and that's not just coming out of little podcasters like us's mouth. It came from George St. Pierre's strength coach, and he said that he's heard from some sources that he's taking PEDs going into this fight. Hey, there's our mascot.
Nice.
But, yeah, kind of going with that PED thing, when you're in UFC, it's sanctioned by USADA. That's probably the best anti-doping agency in the world. I know it has its flaws. You can still get around it, but I don't know how Showtime's going about testing, which I still feel like he could take steroids, and the Tyron Woodley's experience is just, you know what I'm saying? And think when you put them 10-ounce gloves up to block your face, somebody would have to be hitting you really hard. I just feel like Jake's not going to be able to test Tyron Woodley's chin in those size gloves.
That's a fair statement.
Maybe.
But yeah, so let me ask y'all this too. We'll start with Brandon. So how do y'all think this card fares going up against a UFC card? Do you feel like Do you feel like because what I'm hearing, a lot of people are going to try to illegally stream this. They said that this is not worth the cost of the pay-per-view. I would have liked it personally. I think Logan Paul needs a win. I think Logan can be a good boxer, but I think he needs to fight maybe like a YouTuber or something like Jake did first. So I would have liked if they put Logan on the co-main event. I think it would have made it. I think you would have been up there in terms of like Conor McGregor pay-per-view numbers if Logan and Jake were on the same.
I can agree with that. I mean, because you're talking the price, but YouTube versus TikTokers was the same price as UFC, right? That one pay-per-view?
I think so. And I loved that Social Gloves. I loved that, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, people want to see that's what's going to bring boxing back around is these young YouTubers that's got a big fan base. I mean, I'm not mad about the price. I'd like to see Logan and Jake get on the same card, but
so I do remember, Brandon. Did you watch Floyd Mayweather or McGregor?
I watched
with us.
No,
we did get that.
No, I didn't.
That was a little boring. Not that fight, but it was boring trying to get through all the boxing fights before it.
That's the problem with a UFC person trying to box. It's just, I don't know, it does kind of get boring, and Woodley, like Marcus said, his last fight, he did show he still got hands, but 3 times before that, it was just a wrestling match, a grappling match. I could be wrong, but
hey, man, that's UFC, man. Don't hate on that.
I ain't hating on that, but when we're talking boxing, it's hard.
Yeah, we do hope there ain't no.
That's what I like about. That's what I like about this. There's not going to be as many clinches.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any wrestling, so we get to finally see Tyron Woodley stand, and either take it or dish it.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's why I think it's going to go good for him, because if you look at his last few fights, Colby Covington, I mean, dude, he's one of the best grapplers in the UFC. He's about to fight Kamaru Usman. He gave Kamaru Usman the best, run for the title out of any title challengers. He had to face Gilbert Burns. He's right there with Covington in terms of being, at the top. He's a grappler. And then Vicente Luque, I mean, he trains with Gilbert Burns. I mean, he had a tough go. Oh, and I'm forgetting Kamaru Usman, probably the best wrestler in the UFC at this point since Khabib's gone.
Yeah.
He had a tough go. So Albert, would you? What do you think? Is this worth the price? Is this?
How much is it?
I'm thinking it's either $49.99 or $59.99. So UFC is $79. UFC right now is either $70.99 or $75.99.
Man.
UFC went up.
I think if you're getting together with some friends and you're gonna watch it, hang out, do whatever, I think it's worth it, because if it's a crap fight, and not just this fight, but all of them, if they're all bad, at least you got some times with your friends. So
at least you get to hang out.
I think it's worth it. But if if you don't have friends and you're paying for it, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, because you could probably find the stream on YouTube.
Yeah. Like I know sometimes you can stream certain fights literally through God, what is it? I think it was like Pornhub. Marcus told me one year was and I'm not kidding. Like, it's funny.
Is the Super Bowl?
But it was. I think you're right. I think it was Super Bowl.
But there was no point trying to stream that because it was on national TV.
Yeah.
No, but what if you didn't have cable?
Oh yeah,
you could have internet and stream it. Go to Pornhub and stream that on your TV.
Well, I know a lot
now.
They said it.
I know
a lot of YouTubers now will take a controller and act like they're playing a game, and it'll be the fight, or they'll be the announcer and they'll watch it and you can see it on their glasses. There's ways around it nowadays.
Well, there's always ways around it.
Well, I will tell you, it's extremely hard to stream now. They've gotten a good hold on it. When I don't like when we don't watch UFC pay-per-views, I'll try to stream it because you can catch it on like Twitter and stuff. If you just type in like UFC whatever, you go to like videos or something like that on Twitter, and some people will live stream it, but it sucks because they get caught really quick. So I remember literally, I think I was in Florence visiting my sister, and I was watching Tyron Woodley's last fight. I didn't get it, and I was streaming it over Twitter. Somebody's live streaming it. It literally cut off like a minute into the fight, and then right after that, like the fight was over, and it sucks. So I am for buying the pay-per-views because, I mean, you know, they're prize fighting for the entertainment of us.
I think it's all about like what's worth it to you. You know,
Yeah.
like if it was just me, I wouldn't pay to watch it.
Yeah.
But like since it's like a lot of us getting together, for me that's worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just the fights at that point. And we're all splitting it, so it's not just $50 or $60, whatever it may be. But no. I think it's all about what's worth it to you. If you really love Disney and want to see Jake Paul fight, maybe it's worth the $60.
Yeah.
So
we'll leave that there. So Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley next Saturday. I think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, Jake Paul's got.
We're gonna have a fun get together.
Yeah.
None of you hoes are invited who are watching this, but like for us, we're gonna have a fun time.
Well, I got work the next day, so I can't have too fun.
Well, yeah, it starts at 7, so it should be over.
See, and that's what I like about this fight is it starts earlier than UFC. Like UFC, the main card doesn't come on until 8 or later. So like that's not fun because you know we all have to work. We all probably got up at like 5 or 6 that day, and you don't want to be up until 1 in the morning the following day just watching this fight. Like so, like I like that they're starting it early personally.
Yeah. So definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting together and watching this one. That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So let's get into this next topic. I want to hit this a little bit because I feel like we'll all three have good opinions on this. I didn't get to talk about the Conor McGregor fight. So funny story, I actually tried to do a podcast with Ethan recapping the Conor McGregor fight against Dustin Poirier, where he ended up breaking his leg. The audio didn't come through. Hey, lesson of life right there. If something's not broke, don't try to fix it. Don't try to do something different if it's working the right way. But, yeah, so we recorded like a whole hour's worth. Great podcast. Didn't end up going through. Just our mouths were moving. The audio didn't come through.
That was good one-on-one time.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's what he said. Fortunately, he was like, well, it was still good to hang out and talk about fights. So I hated that I wasted his time, but he wasn't too mad about it. But yeah, let's get in. So Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier 3 ended with Conor McGregor leg snapping in half pretty much. He broke his leg. Now, we won't really talk too much about the fight. What I want to get into is his post-fight interview. He's been talking a lot of trash on Twitter lately. He doesn't seem to have a filter or hold back when it seems to come to trash talking. So I just want to play a little piece here from his post-fight interview against Poirier after he lost, and then let's get our thoughts on it. I got that 5G now. We're good, man.
Obviously stopped in a horrible way.
I got that 5G.
All right, man. So we're going to be good after this, all right? It's buffering.
What are your thoughts on how it was going? It was boxing the blade leg off him, kicking the blade leg off him. Here's what he's doing.
All right, man. Albert, I was joking, man.
Can you replay that?
Yeah, let me see if it'll go better. We'll try that one more time because I really want to play this.
I might need a
The
pull.
fight obviously stopped in a horrible way. Give us your thoughts on how it was going. I was boxing the blade and head off. I'm kicking the blade leg off. Usual show he's doing to close the distance. This is not over. If we have to take this, I'm sorry for him. It's all I'm sorry. We don't give a. He said that he believes that one of the kicks that he checked is what broke your leg. There was no check. There was not one of them I checked. Your wife is in me DMs. Hey, baby, hit me back up. I'll check you later on. We'll be at the after party. The win night club, baby. You're looking big, you little. Conor, you missed with a punch and step back. Tell us what you felt. Tell us what you thought was going on. Just the thing had separated. My blade landed on the wonky leg like Anderson Silva that time. Something similar to that. It's a mad out business.
All right, so that's pretty much the gist of it. So I know you probably heard this. He told Dustin Poirier after the fight that his wife was in his DMs.
And he told him that before the fight, I thought.
Yeah. And he called his wife a hoe.
Yeah. Jeez.
So the big question here is, did that go too far? You know, there's kind of an etiquette in trash talking and fighting, and you don't involve people's kids or wives. You should just personally attack that person if you're going to trash talk.
Yeah.
So Brandon,
no,
we'll start with Albert on this one. We'll start with you because we started on Brandon the last two. So we'll get yours first. Omegle guy.
No, that I don't know. Like I get the point. The point's to psych out whoever you're fighting, and it's really to it's honestly really just to kind of get representation in the media, because the media people are like, oh my God, they just said that, like that's crazy, and so like they're really just trying to get screen time.
Hey, we eat it up. I eat it up. I eat it up.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. Yeah, no, man, like everyone does, but like
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's messed up, but I get it. You have a job to do. Your job is to. Part of this is part of being a fighter. It's just going out and like getting the crowd like all wound up because it makes people excited. It's like WWE. You see the smack talk that happens.
That's why I like it.
Weeks before the fight. Yeah, so like, it's just kind of part of it all. But damn, I think it's messed up.
All right, Brandon, let's get your thoughts on this.
I don't think it's messed up. You gotta call it the way you see it. If she's in his DMs, then she's a hoe.
Okay.
You know she's not in his DMs.
So she was in his DMs, but so you know how the original fight between them was supposed to be money going to charity, right?
Yeah.
So she is actually like the head of their charity. She reaches out and does like the financial things and stuff for it.
I didn't know that.
So that was why she was in his DMs.
All I saw was Conor putting her on blast. Her being in there, want to send a message request.
Yeah.
Yeah, call it as you see it. She's
Well, I will tell you, I don't agree with him calling out the wife and stuff. That's kind of messed up. But I will tell you, I loved how he was like, let's take this to the parking lot. This ain't over. I liked that, man. I liked that because I like Conor's mentality. I don't think there's a lot of athletes like that nowadays that, when – I guess to put it like this, I guess some people that when they consistently keep getting beat, they're just like, it just wears on them. But I mean, he's sitting there like he knows he can beat Dustin Poirier. He wants the fourth fight. He's not, even though his legs broke, he wasn't done. And I mean, if you look at the Chris Weidman, look at the Anderson Silva, when they did the same thing. I mean, now given Conor has a lot of adrenaline, so this probably played into it. But I mean, he sat there and talked trash with his legs snapped in half. Still wanting to fight Dustin Poirier. And then he's like cheering on, fist pumping the crowd on the way out.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
I will say he is an entertainer. Cause you see everybody else getting wheeled off. He did. He was like, he kept wanting to fight him. He knows how to either make the money or he does want to prove that he still got it in the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the thing too. So y'all seen the leg injury, right? His leg snapped in half. Back exercising 3 weeks later. Walking 3 weeks later in a boot.
That's crazy.
That doesn't happen with people that don't work as hard as he is. You know what I'm saying? And then he posted the other day, he's sitting there doing pull-ups and
Well, that
stuff.
has nothing
And
to do with his leg.
huh? I know,
That
but I'm
has nothing to
saying
do with his
it
leg.
takes a special type of athlete person to have something broke. Like, you know, people, I've seen, you know, people that when they get knee surgery and stuff, you know, they're cranking out sit-ups, they're doing bench press, they're still doing everything to avoid the whatever limb on their body has got surgery or broke. So that's what I'm saying. His mind is still in a good place. And I guess the next point is, do you think we will see him back? He said he's coming back in 2022. I think we're looking at him coming back in 6 months or so. He was walking on it on 3 weeks. He has steel in his leg now, or titanium one, one of the two. And supposedly his doctor says that it won't happen at all again now.
What about the other leg?
Yeah, that too. But I kind of think about this. So if you're kicking somebody with that leg and you already have steel or titanium, is that a
Doesn't seem
disadvantage?
fair.
Is that a disadvantage kicking somebody with that, or?
No, that's an advantage because it's like
No,
having
I mean, yeah,
brass knuckles under your skin, replacing your actual
or
knuckles.
the big old freaking cast in football.
Yeah, just whoo. Yeah. So, you know, I know his bone is still there. They're not using it to replace his bone, so that initial impact is still going to be from the bone. But he has that layer of support, which is a very lightweight, strong metal. So I think it's only going to help him.
Yeah, so he's stayed in the headlines lately. He's in the headlines every week. So last week he called out Kamaru Usman. Usman acted like he wanted to fight him. I mean, Conor's coming off what, 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row. I think he's
What
lost.
do you think, Brendan?
No, I'm with Marcus. I keep seeing him all over TikTok, Facebook. Even if
Well,
you
yeah,
go,
he makes money every time he posts something. So
I'm talking. These are like the sports centers TikToks and stuff. This isn't him posting.
Yeah, they're talking
stuff.
about him on SportsCenter every week. He stays in the news. This week, as of today, he's getting into it with Michael Bisping. He's acting like he wants to fight Bisping. I don't know.
See, he just does this shit, and it's so hard to give him that attention because that's all it's about. Is like, give me attention. I'm trying to fight people who I just really have no business even reaching out.
Well, he's the money.
And he's not actually trying to fight him. He's just trying to get more camera time on him.
He's the money.
So this is why I get annoyed at it. Well, he's better than Sugar Sean.
No, he's not.
So let's leave the McGregor conversation at that. Let's move on to that guy you just mentioned here, Sugar Sean O'Malley. He recently made headlines this early this week.
Smooth transition.
So he said that he has avoided fighting ranked fighters because the pay is the same. He said he gets paid regardless of whoever he fights. Because I know a big issue I've had and a lot of other fans have had is I want to see him fight somebody ranked. And a big issue I have is he claims that he hasn't lost. He lost to Chito Vera. I know he kind of rolled his ankle, but Chito Vera's kicks, they broke it down. Chito Vera hit a nerve that caused him to have all those issues. So yeah. I would have liked to see him fight Chito Vera because Chito Vera wasn't ranked at the time, but Chito Vera is ranked now. So I would like to see him want to rematch him. But, yeah, I know the pay's the same, but you
so
got to
here's
beat a
my
ranked
thing.
guy
It's
to
like,
get paid.
I don't know about you, Brandon. You like him, but for me, it's like BS. Who, horse crap. I figured that'd make you all laugh. You know that reference. But no, like this really is horse crap. Who cares if you get paid the same? You're out there trying to make a name for yourself. And so the more people who you're facing who are ranked fighters, you're going to start to climb that ladder and you'll start making more. But, it can't be about the money. It's got to really be about you as an individual and trying to be the best. He says he's the best, but you're not fighting the people who are actually ranked as the best. So how can you actually claim to be the best?
Yeah, so Brandon, is this your favorite fighter?
Absolutely.
All right.
I think
Absolutely, it is.
horse crap. I think
Horse crap.
what's his record though? It's like 13-0.
Yeah,
So
he technically had a loss.
So
if you go look on UFC.com, he has a loss.
But what does he do beginning every fight?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Anyways,
Yeah, because he's in denial. He's crazy to think he didn't lose a fight.
He didn't lose the fight.
He did. He's got a one.
So back to the question. I think that if the money's the same, the money's the same. At the same time, that's like Floyd didn't fight 51 ranked boxers.
Who cares about Floyd? We're talking about Sugar Sean.
Well, look at
He
Floyd.
claims he's the best, but he's not fighting the best fighters.
That's what I'm saying. Floyd did too.
I don't think Floyd's the best. Like, I don't think Sugar Sean's the best.
Floyd claims he's the best.
Yeah.
The exact same situation.
These both are people who are in denial.
So this is the thing I have wrong with the statement, is this sounds like a statement that any of us would make that freaking work regular jobs. If you at my work and you said, oh, do you want to take on and start teaching this class? Am I going to get paid more?
Yeah.
Am I going to get paid more to add something that's not in my schedule? That sounds like something we would say. But at this level, this is different than a freaking day job. You got to fight the best people to get your increase in pay, to get your recognition. Now, he has the sponsors.
Well, yeah, but it's like at your job, if you were like, yeah, I'll take it, are you just going to be the yes man of the office? Or is that eventually going to get you a promotion? Who knows? But in a field like this, you've got so many news media outlets on you. You're all over the internet. Who cares if you're making the same? If you're crushing these people, the money's going to come. But you're only facing people who are not in the top 10. So you're not the best.
In his defense, though, he wasn't ranked last fight, so that's why he fought a fighter that's not ranked.
Yes, I want to see him fight Cody Garbrandt. I know he called out Cody Garbrandt last time. I want to see that fight. I want to see him fight Dillashaw, Jose Aldo. Give him some of these guys.
I just don't think he's there at the Dillashaw Aldo level.
I think striking wise he's there. Other stuff would have to go.
No, I just don't think you're not facing. No, I feel like you need to start creeping down that ladder from 10 down to 1. So I think he needs to start fighting some of the people who are ranked, but closer to 10. Get a win or two, and then go ahead and fight Aldo.
Man, I hope they do. He called out Cody Garbrandt. He called out Aldo last fight. I hope he will. So, okay, this is why he's been in the news too. He turned down a fight to fight. I don't think he named who it was. Madison Square Garden, you have a card coming in November. Now, it's supposed to be, Madison Square Garden pay-per-view always does great. That card is now in jeopardy because New York is, requiring vaccines at entertainment places. So I think that's going to get kicked out because a lot of the UFC fighters aren't going to get vaccinated. But Sugar Sean O'Malley didn't want to take that fight, didn't want to fight on that pay-per-view, not because of the vaccine, but because of the taxes in New York, say he'd rather just fight somewhere else. So, what's the matchmaker guy? Ain't there a matchmaker named Sean? Yeah, he works with. Yeah, I think it is. Well, he got mad at O'Malley because he turned down this fight, and he told him to go hang out with his buddy 6ix9ine. He said, just go do whatever you're doing with 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rapper. So O'Malley didn't like that. So him and the UFC are kind of feuding, and he kind of released that, made headlines for this kind of. Him and the UFC aren't in a good place right now.
Well, and I know that on TikTok all day today and this past week, I've seen him with 6ix9ine. I've seen him with doing a bunch of little podcasts here and there, and I'm like, he's getting too, I don't know, he's kind of getting the fame to his head, so
yeah.
I don't know.
That's the guy, though, you want to be with. 6ix9ine breaks the internet, so if you want to break the internet, better ride with him.
He is.
I like his music a little bit, so.
I've never listened. I know that if you're with him and you do some bad shit, you don't go to jail for it.
Yeah, probably.
He don't go to jail. Everybody else will.
Oh, true. Yeah. There you go. So, hey, Sugar Sean won't go to jail.
Yeah. All right, man. So we'll get into this last topic here, Brandon Albert. Let's go. Nate Diaz. This is my guy. I feel like we talk about him all the time, but this is your main guys. If you have a UFC podcast, you talk Conor McGregor all the time. He stays in the headlines. Diaz. We don't talk about these champions all the time like we do these guys. It's the guys who bring the money. They always stay in the headlines. So let's talk right here. Nate Diaz. He's been rumored to fight on that card in November at Madison Square Garden. We know he likes to fight there. That's been rumored for a while. But today he announced that he is defending in December. He just posted a picture of him and said defending in December. We're assuming that he is defending his self-internal BMF title. Jorge Masvidal has the physical BMF title. So that's what I'm assuming he's talking about. What do y'all kind of think about that? In terms of what is he defending?
Go ahead, Albert.
No, what do you think?
Well, I'm excited. I don't know really what he's referring to because I haven't saw the post today. But I hope he fights, and the same with his brother. I hope he fights. The Diaz are.
Oh, Nick's fighting September 12th.
Oh, that's
We're
right.
all watching that.
I forgot about that.
But no, like Nate Diaz said, he's defending something in December. What do you think he's defending?
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. I haven't saw the.
Oh, he defending his self-internal BMF title.
Who's he fighting in December?
That's what we're about to talk about. Go ahead. Who you think he's
thought
fighting?
We were speculating what he's defending.
Are we doing that too?
I thought it was the BMF thing. Like
I think that's.
I thought he was defending himself. Like I got me. I'm still good because he's not won in a while.
Yeah, but he's still like the people's champ.
He pretty much.
No, I know that, but like. He probably needs to get like a W.
Hey, he beat Leon Edwards, boy. I know he was getting beat on the scorecards that whole 5 rounds, but all I care about is that last minute.
If he'd have had one more minute, he did too much kind of show.
Yeah, he did too much.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah. It's silly. So, no, who do you think he's fighting?
So that's what I was going to say. So some options of who he's fighting. He's been going back and forth with Dustin Poirier. That fight was supposed to happen. We all know he wants this rematch with Masvidal. It didn't end right. That doctor's stoppage. That you can't end a fight between two BMFs like that.
Can't talk about that.
So yeah, and then
Marcus,
lastly,
what does BMF stand for?
You caught him at a bad time.
I can't remember what it stands for.
stands for
Big mother.
yeah, we're sponsored by ESPN, so we gotta keep it clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, third person, I think that Conor fight has to happen at some point. But if you're saying December, I think that's a little soon for Conor. Coming off of that extent of injury he did.
100%.
I think maybe mid-2022 would be more likely for Conor. So
I agree.
I'll start out. I think it's Masvidal. I think it's Masvidal in December. Masvidal doesn't have an opponent right now. Colby Covington got the title shot. I think we're going to see probably Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards. Masvidal's kind of left out in this welterweight title contention. So why not make a bunch of cash, do that BMF title rematch with Nate Diaz? You know, maybe bring The Rock in again to hold the title.
Maybe.
Because that's
Brandon,
all
what
he
do you
did.
think?
That's who I was going for because, I mean, that fight was crazy good. When was that last Halloween?
Yeah.
We'll do another huge party.
Yeah.
If Masvidal fights Diaz again.
Well, it'd be Christmas, so we'll wear ugly Christmas sweaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wear ugly Christmas sweaters. We'll go out. We'll smoke a ham.
And I'll just
Instead of
dye
a
my
cocktail.
beard white since I have the best beard.
I do. I'll dye my hair a bunch of different colors like my boy Sean just to represent.
I'll just make it known that my beard actually connects to my hair, and so does Brandon's.
Facts.
So you have. What are you doing?
Marcus's goatee looked like his armpits in third grade.
Yeah, like it looks like armpit hair. So.
It looked like a bow tie that's sitting on his chin.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get. Who do you think Diaz is fighting in December? Starting with Brandon.
I think Masvidal.
I think Nick Diaz.
He's fighting Robbie Lawler on September 12th. We know who he's
And that's
fighting.
going to be a good fight. I
Yeah.
think.
No, I agree. No,
I mean, it really don't matter who he's fighting. He could fight.
Probably Masvidal, man. But
I mean, whoever he's fighting.
if it was Masvidal, though, it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Because that fight was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the tension got so high. I mean, it was just a crazy fight.
Yeah. It'd be fun to watch it again. We'll have another big party here. So
Yeah, I rewatched it. A lot of people thought, Masvidal just dominated him. Diaz hit him with some shots. I went back and rewatched it. I think it's not as bad as it looks. And as we've seen, Masvidal had them hands up there. He was tired.
Yeah.
We know Diaz is a triathlete. He keeps going.
The problem with both Diaz is how cut up they get and how much blood they get. That hurts them pretty much every fight. Gash will bleed in the eyeball. That hurts them bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Especially for them to be the later round kind of fighters. They're not 1 round, 2 round knockout kind of guys. They're later, like 3 and then 4 and 5 when there's that many rounds.
That's why we had to see that fight go longer. Those guys can go for days.
No, I'm hoping it's Masvidal because it'd be cool if Masvidal had to put the belt back on the line.
Yeah.
If they were if that was part of his contract to say, no, you've got to put it back on the line just against Diaz. It'd be a huge event.
Yeah. I mean, I think that rematch needs to happen. I mean, Diaz is just doing money fights at this point.
Yeah.
I think Dustin, if he fought Diaz, it'd be good for him. I know Dustin has a title shot. Arguably, Dustin is the champion. Because of the way that lightweight title thing worked out. Arguably, Dustin probably would be the champion right now if he already fought for the title. But he took the money fight against McGregor, and then fought him again instead of getting the title shot. So, I think that'd be a good fight for Dustin to take in terms of money fights. I don't know if it'd be good for him stylistically, but we'll wrap it up here. We'll leave it on this. UFC this weekend. Don't forget about that. Comes on at 10. So I don't know. The main event's great. You got Kelvin Gastelum versus Jared Cannonier. That is a top 5 matchup for that middleweight division. That'll be a great. I can't believe that UFC is not like advertising that fight the way it should be. I guess maybe because of the undercard. And then we got fan favorite, one of our favorites, Clay the Carpenter Guida, is returning in that co-main event. He's facing some guy named Mark Madsen, and I looked and he is 10-0. And after Guida won his last fight, he said, "Hey Dana, hey Sean Sylvie, quit. I'll fight some of these young undefeated guys. Welcome them into the UFC." He said he was tired of fighting these veterans. They're trying to give him easy fights. He was saying.
So kind of like O'Malley, he's fighting unranked people.
O'Malley versus Guida?
No, I'm saying.
No, I was saying I like that.
Yeah. That's the same thing, Albert.
No, Guida's already a champion. That's the difference. He's already a veteran, and he's saying, I want to welcome in new people. Sugar Sean is still a new person. Has he ever been ranked?
He's not new though. He's popular.
Yeah.
I think if you put a list down the most popular UFC fighters right now, he makes top 10.
100%.
It's not popularity. I'm talking about his experience. He's not a veteran. He's not someone who's like Romero, Guida. Anybody who's been there for years and years and years and has made a great name. He's just using the internet to hype himself up. But he's not been at the top yet. And he's not at the top saying, yeah, I'll fight these young people and bring them in. That's the difference. Clay Guida actually has experience.
Well,
yeah, I mean, we'll see. Let's hope Sean O'Malley gets some good fights. I enjoy watching him fight. There's a lot of hype.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of eyes to the sport. It's not like false hype. He's good.
No, I mean, yeah, he ain't bad.
So yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say he's a bad fighter. He just doesn't have a lot of experience yet.
He's got to get a fight soon for our boy Brandon.
yeah. But they need to get off these podcasts because all he's been doing is just talking. And the whole 6ix9ine thing, he need to get back in the gym.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else to add, this episode of Fight Bros was brought to you by Coconut Water.
This episode of Fight Bros podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.
Lawnmower 4.0.
Don't have a jungle.
None of us use it.
Lawnmower 3.0.
Well, no, I guess it works because is that what you did? You glued it to your chin?
Yeah, it's growing in, boy. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening. Our 20-some subscribers, 20-some viewers that we get. I appreciate you. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Brandon. Appreciate having you in the studio. Albert, thanks for coming on from wherever you're at, man. Wherever you're at in the world. But yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
I'll stop the recording, Albert.